Hello and welcome back to another video, my dear cat. And today we are back with another crypto video. And today we're going to speak about specifically one crypto that I've had in mind. So this is a video where we talk about what will happen in Bitcoin or to Bitcoin in the next decade. I put in roughly almost 70% of my profits to Bitcoin because another way is honestly, I don't want that money to be sitting in my savings account in my bank just for me to tax it next tax year. You know what I mean? It just doesn't make sense. I might as well just keep it in Bitcoin. You know what I mean? But yeah, today we're going to speak about what and why, what makes Bitcoin special and why I actually think Bitcoin will 100x. Now, I know that sounds crazy, and I'm going to quickly show you guys my screen right here. I'm going to quickly show you guys the charts and Bitcoin, right? And I'll try to show you guys exactly, kind of the ideas that I have in my mind. So if you take the price of Bitcoin currently, which is 30K, and if you times that by 100, that means, I forgot an extra zero. If you take 30K and we times that by 100, which is 100x, it goes to 3 million. Now, can Bitcoin reach 3 million per Bitcoin? That's gonna take a lot of market cap, that's for sure. But I don't feel like it's that far-fetched. Obviously, we're speaking about this will take 5+ years, right? Are you disciplined to hold in the Bitcoin that you're investing right now till we reach to that point? Most of us are not, and that's why we only have rich people as a minority in this world. It's a simple fact as that. You know what I mean? Honestly, because it's really tempted to cash out once you see that 20x. It's tempted to cash out, you know what I mean? And it's volatile, you know what I mean? Not everyone will hold strong when the price of Bitcoin dips down and stuff. But anyways, going back to my point about Bitcoin, you know what I mean, what makes it special, right? Because we've all know about Ethereum and all the altcoins, because Bitcoin, it started off, other altcoins that are trying to do what Bitcoin is doing but better. But let's take Ethereum for example, because it is the major competitor right now. I feel like there's a different use case here, right? If we speak about Ethereum, it's different. If we speak about Bitcoin, I look at it as a savings account. I look at it as a store of value. This is a proof of work coin, you know what I mean? The way it's designed, which imitates gold, and matter of fact, in my opinion, is better than gold. Guys, would you rather literally carry your gold with you, take it to store, and pay with it, right? It's as simple as that. And we've already seen movements with Bitcoin. You can see a country like El Salvador. You can see big companies, which I'm going to show you guys right here, that are, that are holding Bitcoin publicly, right? And there's already, companies that obviously that are holding it privately. But this is it. You got Tesla. You got a lot of stuff. A lot of big companies holding, just accumulating Bitcoin, guys. They know what's up. You got stuff like PayPal, Twitter, and other companies starting to integrate. Banks are now considering integrating Bitcoin with their services. You know what I mean? The mass adoption is starting to happen. Merchants are starting to accept Bitcoin as a form of payment. Bitcoin is becoming international trade, and there's other players. I'm talking athletes, and some people are literally starting to say, hey, pay me in Bitcoin. And in the future, I'm not even shocked to see people asking, can you put my pensions into Bitcoin savings? You know what I mean? It's not too far-fetched, and I feel like definitely this is just an insight in the next years, in the next decade, what Bitcoin can be used as. But yeah, going back to Bitcoin, if you guys didn't know, it's all about scarcity, right? Bitcoin is capped at a supply of 21 million Bitcoin that will ever be out there, right? But right now, I think we're right just above 19 million Bitcoin in circulation. How this works is by miners. Through time, people get, how Bitcoin works is a peer-to-peer, right? It's a network system. That's how the blockchain works. It's peer-to-peer. and people carry on the transactions. They help other people do the transactions because they're mathematical equations, and they get rewarded a certain amount for figuring out this mathematical equation. That's literally how it works. But every 4 years there's an event that happens, and it's called halving. What does halving stand for? Well, halving is when, if I get the exact definition, it's basically when the rate of how much Bitcoin is being created gets halved, right? So right now I think we are on our 4th halving, Bitcoin halving, and with every halving it's gonna make it harder for Bitcoin to be mined. It's gonna make it more expensive, and it's gonna reduce the amount of rewards. So this again goes back to the whole point of scarcity, adding more value to Bitcoin and making it increase in value, and therefore in the price of per Bitcoin. Another thing to point out is obviously inflation. Bitcoin is a hedge against inflation in 2 ways: by the nature of Bitcoin, right, of how it is as a crypto, and the second thing is that with inflation, that means more dollars are being printed. When more dollars are being printed, that means those more dollars that goes in people's hands can go back into Bitcoin, which is honestly a win-win for us, and it all plays in perfectly for us. And now obviously thing is, the only difference in my opinion, to other projects that I've covered, other projects I've talked about, to Bitcoin, is that Bitcoin is this a very long-term game. This requires a plan. This requires for you to be disciplined. This requires for you to put in money that you are willing to forget about for years. Now, there's one issue that applies to technically to all crypto, which is kind of hindering the mass adoption, and that is the security, the nature of crypto, right? And I think there's 2 points I want to make. Number one, why people are complaining about security, first of all, is the fact that for example, in Binance, in those exchanges, they have their own liquidity pools, right? If you guys don't know how liquidity pools work, just think about it as money in an ATM. It's just a temporary pool. You know what I mean? You need to have money in the ATM for you to actually do the transactions, to give people, to take in deposits and to withdraw to other people, right? So, for example, Binance, which is the exchange that I personally use, they have their own liquidity pool of Bitcoin. And the issue here is the fact that, it's just vulnerable. It's a vulnerability. Your Bitcoin can get stolen if you have your Bitcoin in exchanges. So this is my point, guys. If you have Bitcoin, take them off those exchanges, have it in a cold wallet, have them in a hot wallet, or better yet, cold wallet, or other than another word, it's a hard wallet, which is an offline wallet. So it's kind of self-explanatory. You start to get it what it means. An offline wallet means literally becomes a physical. You're literally holding Bitcoin right there physically in your USB, in your hard drive, whatever, and it has no influence by the internet. This makes it super safe, but obviously leaving one factor as a very strong point of attack, which is if you get robbed or if someone just got their hands on it, because you only got it's only one, right? You can get copies of it, but remember, once it's taken, it's taken. Same thing goes to your wallet key, basically, seed phrase. So yeah, that's my advice. If you have Bitcoin or whatever, generally, honestly, take it away from exchanges. Only leave money in exchanges that are temporary. That's your middleman. You never leave money at in your middleman, because he can be gone. And that's basically my point, you know what I mean? And I feel like, security, in terms of security, on the other side of things, is the fact that the whole crypto world is unregulated, right? You can have people using Bitcoin, obviously, to do illegal things, money laundering. There's literally, services that money launder your crypto so that it can be untracked. So, for example, because everything is tracked right now, guys, literally with Bitcoin and any other crypto, everything's tracked. There's a whole blockchain interface that you can see literally from the first transactions literally till any second. If I sent money to a friend, right, that will always be there in record. Anyone can check at any time. So that's, there's services that literally will mix or launder, your crypto and give it back to you in a different wallet, which will have 0 records. It will just come as if those crypto was generated from those services, has no records. You know what I mean? That's just the nature of how it is. Obviously, I feel like with everything, even cash can be used, in money laundering ways and in illegal ways. So that's just the way of life, honestly, with everything, with phones. For example, with phones, you can use them for good. They're also used for bad. Unfortunately, we can't really stop that, but we can minimize that, right? There's regulations that can be done with crypto. It's all about making crypto more accessible, more safer for people, and that's what really gonna help Bitcoin grow and shape to be in the next decade, right? If you guys didn't know, what is the Taproot Upgrade, which actually just activated just last year. If you guys didn't know, the Taproot Upgrade batches multiple signatures and transactions together, making it easier and faster to verify transactions on Bitcoin's network. It also scrambles transactions with a single and multiple signatures together, making it difficult to identify transaction inputs on Bitcoin's blockchain. Now that does sound very technical, but basically this is a very actually much anticipated upgrade. It's been talked about a lot, and it did make it more efficient and private, and this enabled Bitcoin to run smart contracts similarly to the rival Ethereum, because Ethereum smart contracts allowed the platform to become the most used blockchain out there. Technically people are saying Ethereum is the direct rival of Bitcoin, but the good thing is that the Taproot Upgrade could definitely lead into an increase of daily users with Bitcoin, thus increasing that value up. As simple as that. Honestly, guys, I think I'm gonna end the video there. That was my video. It's just a kind of an overall, what is Bitcoin, what it's doing, how is it designed, how is it different, and stuff like that. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I generally feel like Bitcoin will reach millions, in my opinion. I'm just accumulating how much Bitcoin I hold, right? You gotta make a plan, right? You have to have your short-term investments, your mid-term investments, and your long-term investments. Long-term investments are money that you're literally willing to forget about, right? Wait it for 5+ years. And Bitcoin is one of them. I do feel like this is better than investing in a lot of the more traditional ways. I'd rather put my money here at a cost of obviously being more volatile, but with that high risk, high rewards, we love that. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. What do you think? Will Bitcoin 100x? What do you think will happen to Bitcoin in the next decade? Are you on both Bitcoin and Ethereum's side, or are you on one of them? I'd love to hear your thoughts. While you're at it, subscribe and like to this channel for more crypto videos, and as well join our Telegram link in the description. It's called the Farmers Community. And yeah, I'm gonna leave it there. My name is DJ Khaled. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.